Hello dear students. In this lecture we are going to learn about the two-dimensional trusses. This is the second part from the unit number 3 finite element analysis. In previous part we have seen how to analyze one-dimensional stresses as well as one-dimensional numerical we have solved. Here now we are going to solve and we are going to learn about the two-dimensional stresses. In this figure a typical two-dimensional stress is shown having three node points. This is node point number 1, node point number 2 and node point number 3. Now the node point number 1 is fixed. The node point number 2, here roller support is provided, and at node point number 3 consider any force P3 is acting here. Now in two-dimensional stresses this particular problem can be solved using the method of joints and the method of sections, but whenever the number of joints are number of node points are more, it is become tedious to calculate it manually. So using the finite element method can be effectively used to analyze this kind of problems. Now here at this each node point we will get here 2 degree of freedom. So 2 degree of freedom, we will get here displacement, for example displacement u1 v1, displacement u2 v2. So in x direction the displacement that we are getting is indicated with u, and in y direction the displacement that we are getting is that indicated with v. So here at node point number 3 it will be in x direction u3 and in y direction it will be v3. Now we will see the local coordinate systems that are used in two-dimensional truss as well as transformation matrix. So here the two coordinate systems are shown here. First one is the global coordinate system and second one is local coordinate system. So global coordinate system is indicated here with the letter x as well as y, and the local coordinate system which is used for this particular element, it is indicated with x dash and y dash. So two coordinate systems are used here. X, y global coordinate system, x dash y dash local coordinate system. Now this angle theta is angle made by the local coordinate axis x dash with the corresponding global coordinate axis x measured in counterclockwise direction. So this is theta is the angle between the global coordinate x axis and the local coordinate axis x dash, and it is measured in counterclockwise direction. So whenever we are measuring angle in counterclockwise direction, always remember that we consider this angle as positive. Now the x dash, we are considering here this x dash. Now the another terminology that we are seeing is x dash. It is local coordinate of any point P on this truss. So local coordinate of any point P on this truss is indicated here with x dash. Now the x and y, here is x, here is y. These are the global coordinate, because see here this x dash, if we are plotting it on global coordinate system, it will become x, and here on y axis of global coordinate it is become y. So these are the global coordinate of any point P. Here is point P and these are the coordinates. Similarly x dash x1 dash, now here is x1 dash local coordinate of node 1. This is 2 node element, this is node number 1, this is node number 2, and coordinate of this node number 1, here is x1 in global coordinate system, y1 in local coordinate system, in global coordinate system, y coordinate is y1. Similarly, here the coordinate of node number 2 in global coordinate system will be x2, y2, and in local coordinate system these coordinates are, see here, these coordinates are x1 dash as well as x2 dash. Now the length of element, if we want to find out this length of element LE, so I will write here the length of element LE is equal to, now if we consider here this triangle, I am making one triangle here. Now this particular side of this triangle is LE, which is nothing but length of truss element, and these two sides, this side, I want dimension of this particular side. So we want this particular distance. So how I can find out this particular distance? This is nothing but this distance is x2 and this particular distance is x1. So we can find out this particular side like x2 minus x1. Similarly, this side here, this distance is y2, this distance is y1, and I am interested to find out this particular distance, which will be nothing but y2 minus y1. So using here Pythagoras, how we can find out this particular distance? Let's see, using Pythagoras, we can find out this distance like LE is equal to under root of this side first. So this side was our x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1 bracket square plus this particular side here in this triangle, this particular side will be y2 minus y1 bracket square. So it will be y2 minus y1 bracket square. Now we will find out the relationship between this global coordinate x, x1, x2, y1, y, y2. These are the global coordinates. Now we will find out, we will establish a relation. It is similar to the relation that we have established for one-dimensional problems. So here we want to establish the relationship between these global coordinates and the local coordinate. Local coordinates here indicated with x1 dash, x dash, x2 dash. So we will now establish this relationship. So based on this relationship, here, now if you observe here this x dash, how we can write out its relation? Observe it carefully. This x dash is nothing but, here if we consider this particular triangle, so now we want to find out this x dash. How we can find out? These two distance we have to sum up simply. So distance 1 is this one. Now here one triangle is created. This side is nothing but x, this angle is theta. So this particular side, this side, how we will get? Using the cos relationship, x cos theta. Similarly, the another triangle here, this another triangle which I have just marked with blue color, here this angle is theta, here this angle is 90. So this particular side for this angle is nothing but y. So we want to find out this side. So here using the sine relationship, as this angle is theta, so using the sine relationship, this particular side will be y sine of theta. So now we want to find out this x dash. It will be summation of these two distance. This is distance number 1 and this is distance number 2. So the first distance that we are going to that we are getting is x cos theta using this triangle. So x dash will be x cos theta plus y sin theta. I hope this particular summation is clear to everyone. In case if you are having any doubt, feel free to contact me on WhatsApp or you can directly call me. Now similarly, if I want to find out, this is we have find out for any point P whose local coordinate is x dash. Now if I want to find out this x1 dash and x2 dash, then similarly I can write here x1 dash will be x1 cos theta plus y1 sin theta. Similarly for x2 dash, which is node number 2, x2 dash, the local coordinate, how we can write down, x2 cos theta plus y2 sin theta. Now these equations can be written like this. Why? Because we want to convert it into matrix form. So these particular equations, if you observe here, here are the term x1 y1. In this second equation, these are the term x2 y2. So we need to rewrite these equations so that we can easily convert them into matrix form. So how we can write down, x1 dash is equal to, here I am taking the cos theta term, I am changing the position, cos theta x1 plus sin theta y1. Now in this first equation there is no term for x2 and y2. So what I am writing here, 0x2 plus 0 y2. In this second equation, here it is. In this second equation there are no term of x1 and y1. So how we can write down, 0 into x1 plus 0 y1 plus, just changing the position of cos theta, here cos theta I am writing it first, cos theta x2 plus sin theta y2. Now these two equations can be we can write it into matrix form like, how we can write, x1 dash x2 dash is equal to, now here the coefficient of x1, it is cos theta, the coefficient of y1 here is sin theta, here coefficient of x2, it is 0, and coefficient of y2 is also 0. Now in this second equation we are talking about this equation. Now here coefficient of x1, it is 0, coefficient of y1, it is 0, coefficient of x2, it is cos theta, and coefficient of y2, it is sin theta. So I am writing here cos theta and sin theta. Now let cos theta is equal to cx. So cx is equal to cos theta and cy is equal to sin theta. Now referring to this figure, if we consider here the value of cos theta, if I am drawing triangle like this here, let me draw the straight line. Okay. Now this angle is theta. So if you are talking about this cos theta here, how we will get adjacent side? It means this particular distance we want. So this distance will be x2 minus x1, because this particular distance is x1, this distance is x2, we want this particular distance. So it will be x2 upon this LE. So in this triangle we are getting cos theta is equal to, in terms of global coordinate, x2 minus x1 upon LE, and in this similar triangle here we will get sin theta is equal to this distance. Now if you are talking about this distance is y1, this distance is y2, we want this much distance, so it will be y2 minus y1 upon LE. So we will write here that sin theta is equal to y2 minus y1 upon LE. So we are getting these two values. Now considering this and putting the value of Cx is equal to cos theta, instead of cos theta we will write now Cx, instead of sin theta we will now write Cy. So considering that, we are writing this equation. So x1 dash x2 dash is equal to, here the first term is cos theta sin theta 0 0, cos theta sin theta. So instead of cos theta we are now writing Cx sin theta Cy 0 0, and here 0 0 Cx Cy, and into the vector, if you observe here into the vector, I forgot to write here, we have taken the coefficient of x1 y1 x2 y2. So coefficient of x1 was cos theta, we have written here, so here will be x1 y1, this x1 y1 x2 y2, so x2 y2, same vector will be repeated here. So it will be x1 y1 x2 y2. So this is the relation that we are getting. These were at the starting, we have seen that x1 dash x2 dash, these are the local coordinates, whereas this x1 y1, these are the global coordinates. So this is a relationship between local coordinates as well as global coordinates. So in general we can write down any local coordinate x dash will be, this particular matrix is replaced with L here. L stands for, this is transformation matrix into the global coordinate of x. So here L represent the transformation matrix. X dash, these are the local coordinate vector, and x, it is global coordinate vector. So in this way we are getting the relationship between the local coordinate and global coordinate. Now we will see one more relation. In the same fashion, we can now write down the relationship between the local nodal displacement and global nodal displacement. So how we can write down? Now the property is, the local displacement will be u1 dash u2 dash into this same transformation matrix. We are going to write here Cx Cy 0 0 0 0 Cx Cy into, here will be this is a 2 degree of freedom, at each node point we will get the two displacements, so u1 v1 u2 v2. So in short, how we can write down? U dash, which is the element nodal displacement vector in local coordinate system, is equal to this transformation matrix into element nodal displacement vector in global coordinate system. So this will be un. This will be un. Similarly, the same relation can be repeat. This same relation can be repeat for the force vector. Element load vector in local coordinate system will be equal to L into element load vector in global coordinate system, which is indicated with F. So these three relations are important. This is 1, 2, and this is third relation. These are important because based on this relationship, now we will see the element stiffness matrix in global coordinate system. If you remember, in one dimensional problem, we have seen this relation k minus k minus k k. This is the stiffness matrix. Now we are going to find out the stiffness matrix for two-dimensional problem, and so the heading is element stiffness matrix in global coordinate system. and for that these two relationships are very important. So let's start with the new topic. Here the heading is element stiffness matrix. In global coordinate. Now we have seen the element load vector. Just now we have seen the element load vector F is equal to, we know the relationship. Based on that we have solved many numericals, that F is equal to stiffness matrix into the nodal displacement vector. In one dimensional also, in every problem we have used this relation, that F is equal to K into UN. Now we have seen, just now we have seen, so this is I am giving the as A equation. We have seen the relationship between the local and global parameters, and the first relation that we have get is UN dash is equal to this transformation matrix into the displacement vector in global coordinates. Similarly for force F dash, we have seen a transformation matrix into the force vector, into here force vector. Now this formula F into K into UN, it can also be write down for local coordinate system. How? F dash is equal to K dash into UN dash. Now if you observe here, we are having the value for this F dash is equal to L into F. So I am putting this relation, I am using this relation and writing the value of F dash as L into F is equal to K dash will be as it is, because right now we don't have formula for the stiffness matrix in local coordinate system, and this UN dash, if you observe here, this UN dash is nothing but we are having the relation L into UN. Now we are also having the formula for this F. F is equal to K into UN. So we will use this formula now. F for F, here L will be as it is, instead of F K, it will be stiffness matrix K into the displacement vector UN is equal to K dash L into UN. Now if you observe this UN vector and UN vector, for two dimensional we have seen for two node element these values were U1, V1, U2, V2. So these two values will be cancelled. So what we'll get here, L into K is equal to this K dash into this L. These values are remaining. Now we are pre-multiplying with L transpose, that is transformation matrix that we have used, we will get its transpose. So we are multiplying here L dash into L into K as it is equal to, here also we are multiplying L dash K dash into L. Now for the transformation matrix, this particular transformation matrix inverse is equal to, this is nothing but now here these two terms L dash and L, inverse as well as the transformation matrix, will be cancelled. So K is equal to what we are getting here, this inverse matrix into K dash into L. This much we are getting. Now for transformation matrix, this inverse is nothing but equal to transpose. Now what is the meaning of transpose? We are simply converting the number of rows into number of columns and vice versa. So if we are having the 2 by 3 matrix, how its transpose is written, it is written as 3 by 2. So now we are using this property of transformation matrix, and we can write here like K is equal to, instead of inverse I am writing here its transpose into K dash into L. Now we will put these values of L transpose, transformation matrix transpose, K dash and L. Now the value of K dash, we'll put directly all the values together, so it will save our one step. So K is equal to, its transformation matrix, we have seen this Cx Cy 0 0 0 0 Cx Cy. Now it was 2 rows 4 columns, so it was 2 by 4. Now I want to convert it into 4 by 2. So simply we are changing the location of rows and width column. So we'll get here Cx Cy 0 0 0 0 Cx Cy. Now the stiffness matrix, we have seen it in one dimensional also, AE by L. Now this is E for the particular element we are using, into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 into this transformation matrix Cx Cy 0 0 0 0 Cx Cy. Now we have to multiply this. This is 4 by 2 matrix, second one is 2 by 2, and the third one is 2 by 4. So while multiplication, this AE by L will be out of bracket. Our first matrix will be as it is. Firstly, we will multiply second matrix with third matrix. So we will write down this as it is, 0 0 0 Cx and Cy. Now we will multiply this 2 by 2 with 2 by 4 matrix. And for multiplication, you know the rule that for first element we have to multiply first row with first column. So 1 into Cx, it will be Cx, minus 1 into 0, it will become 0. So for second element, we have to multiply first row with second element, first row with second column. So 1 into Cy, it will be Cy, minus 1 into 0, it will 0. So it becomes Cy only. The next one will be minus 1 into Cx minus Cy. So in this way, we have to multiply and get our matrix. For second element, we are multiplying second row with second column, first column. So minus 1 into Cx minus Cx, as second element is 0, it will be minus Cx only. Similarly, here is minus Cy, multiplying second row with second column. Now we will multiply third row with third column and fourth row with fourth column, and we will get this matrix. Now this is 4 by 2 matrix and this is 2 by 4, 2 row, fourth column. Now we will multiply these two. So AE by L as it is. Now we have to multiply first row with first column, first row second column, first row third column, first row fourth column, and we will get all these values. So first, in the first case, Cx into Cx square. Now we are multiplying first row with second column, Cx into Cy, Cx Cy, and second 0 into minus Cy, it will become 0. Now first row into third column, we will get here minus Cx square. Now first row into fourth column. Cx into minus cy and 0 into cy, so it is minus cx cy. Similarly, now second row into first column, so it will become 4 by 4 matrix. Now multiply all the things. I am writing here directly. I will request everybody to please practice this multiplication properly so that uh, you can easily multiply, and in exam you can save your time. So this is simple multiplication of second row and first column, second column, third column, fourth column. Now third row into first column, 0 into cx, 0, cx into minus cx, so it will be minus cx square. Now third row into second column for second element. So it will be 0 into cy, 0, cx into minus cy. So it will be minus cx cy. Now third row into third column, it will be 0 into cx, but obviously it is 0, cx into cx, cx square. Now third row into fourth column, cx cy. Now in the similar way, we have to multiply here fourth row with first column, fourth row into second column, fourth row into third column, and fourth row into fourth column. Now 0 into last element, it will be cy square, cy into cy, cy square. Now if you observe here carefully, it is very easy to remember this stiffness matrix K. You have to just remember here these four elements. These four elements you have to just remember. Now if you observe carefully, these four elements are written here as it is, and here just there is change in sign. So minus cx square, minus cx cy, minus cx cy, minus cy square, and here also the negative terms are written here. So we have to just remember 2 by 2 matrix, and we can write down this 4 by 4 matrix completely. So this is global stiffness matrix for two-dimensional element. It is written like it is 4 by 4 matrix. Now in next lecture we will start with numerical, but before that we will see how to calculate stress in one-dimensional element. We have used this relationship sigma is equal to E into epsilon, which is nothing but strain. So this sigma is equal to E, Young's modulus into strain. So sigma is equal to E. We have seen the relationship for strain, that is B into nodal displacement vector. We have seen the relationship for un dash, and the value for B is 1 upon LE into minus 1 into this un dash. Now at the beginning of this particular derivation, we have seen the relationship for un dash. Try to recall that un dash is equal to, I will show you here, un dash is equal to L into un. So we are going to put this particular value of un dash is equal to L into un in the previous equation. So what we will get here, E upon LE, we are multiplying these two, minus 1 will be as it is, into, instead of un dash, L into un, where L stands for the transformation matrix. Let me stretch this. Just a minute. Okay, now it is okay. So we know the formula for L. Now simply we will put this formula of L here, which is Cx Cy 0 0 0 0 Cx Cy into Un will be as it is. Now we have to multiply this -1 into 1 into this transformation matrix to get the relationship between the stress and strain. We'll get the strain formula. We have to simply multiply these two. So we'll do this multiplication here. Sigma is equal to E upon LE. Here. Now first row, we are only having one row, so we will multiply first row with first column. So -1 into Cx, minus Cx we will get here, -1 into Cy, first row into second column, it will be minus Cy. First row, third column, we will get here Cx. And first row into fourth column, we will get here my Cy into Un is as it is. This is the formula for stress. So in this way you can solve these numericals. Here coefficient of, and in next lecture we will start with the numericals on 2-dimensional. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.